Today I effed up by buying an $800 ticket for $7,000. Let me start from the beginning. 7 months ago my girlfriend and I found a great deal through United. Round trip from San Francisco to Paris for $400 per ticket. We were so stoked as neither of us had spent much time in Europe. Plan was to leave the 11th of March and we'd fly back on the 25th. So we thought. Here comes COVID-19. 2 days prior to departure we were on the fence about leaving since things seemed to be escalating. Though, due to perceived thoughts about the media making a big deal over it and us being outside the age range of harm, the pros seem to outweigh the cons. I should also mention, this is prior to additional detailed information being released about COVID-19. In retrospect, we would have obviously made a different decision knowing everything we know today. Now the flight. The flight to Paris is about 5 hours long, we're in economy. About 8 hours into the flight, our flight attendant comes over and asks if we're on vacation and if we've heard the news. Neither of us purchased internet and we were half asleep so we had no idea. She proceeds to share that a travel restriction was put in place and we need to book travel back to the U.S. By midnight that night, it's 4 a.m. local Paris time and we land at 10:30 a.m. local time. As you can imagine, we think we're fucked. Again. Remember this is prior to price caps from airlines and information regarding U.S. citizens being allowed back into the states post 3/12 travel restriction deadline. Since we can't change our flight via the mobile app, we had no other option but to book a one-way flight back through United. We checked other airlines but all other flights were 36 plus hours, which would put us outside the perceived deadline. Those 2 one-way tickets back to California, with a layover in Montreal, cost $7.019. Let me repeat. The only flight back cost $7.019. My hope was that because I couldn't change my flight, I could call United from Paris, didn't work, or when I got back to the States to explain the situation. Surely they would see the anomaly in all of this and work with me through some sort of scenario that's realistic. Boy was I wrong. 36. 5 hours later we're back home in California. The next morning I head back to the airport and speak with a United employee at arrivals. Nothing they can do. Then I go online and submit a claim. Crickets for 5 days. I understand they're overwhelmed. Which is why I waited. Then I call customer service. I'm on hold for 2 hours, which is understandable given the situation, and then get through to talk to someone. This person says there isn't anything they can besides a voucher for my $150 original flight back. I politely ask to speak with the next person up the ladder. I patiently wait another 30 minutes to speak with the supervisor and finally get in touch. I explain the situation. Ask for a credit or partial refund on the $7 one-way ticket. And I'm promptly told it's not possible. The only thing they can do is the credit previously explained. So, I ask to be connected to the next person up the ladder, to which I'm told there isn't anyone else for me to speak with. Well, this certainly cannot be the case. So I ask again. Nope. Sorry, there's no one else and there's nothing else we can do. They even admitted they've given refunds previously, but I guess that option's closed for today. Here's the best part. They hung up on me. In complete honesty. I being very polite. Not yelling. And being rational. No reason to hang up on me and it's quite unprofessional. Long story short. I'm out $7.000. I didn't eat a croissant. And I'm in quarantine. Fuck me. TL. Doctor, I booked a flight for $800. Paid $7.000 for it. And got hung up on. Update, if United wants to play ball, I'll send half, $3.500, to charity. Street. Jude. B&G Club. Etc. I'm not particularly wealthy, but I'd rather see it go to a good cause than this organization. Maybe we vote as a group on the charity? Can't thank you all enough for all the kind words and advice. Obviously hindsight is 20/20. Hence the sub. Take to their Twitter feed. Maybe that'll wake him up. I was going to suggest this exact thing. That seems to be one of the best ways to get the attention of such a large company. That and maybe going to a local news station. Can confirm. Work for a large company and we have very specific policies in place because the company despises social media that negatively portrays them. Essentially we bend over backwards to people that have larger followings on social media and especially those that make negative posts. Today I effed up by getting blue balls and readjusting my pants. So it turns out blue balls isn't just a thing. And last night I found that out. So last night I was hanging out with my newish girlfriend. Watching Netflix and cuddling. We are in the stage of our relationship where we cannot get our hands off each other and this is further compounded by us both being 19 and neither of us have been with other people for a while. So as expected. Cuddling turned into hands exploring. Mainly in my part. Few hours pass by and I'm quite turned on. She notices. And mentions she's on her period and really isn't in the mood. But doesn't mind me touching. Now I'm a bit sad. Because the dick wants more. But I'm perfectly happy just watching Netflix and holding her. The night draws to a close. And we say our goodbyes. And I get in my car to head home feeling pretty damn sexually frustrated. I notice my balls are kinda starting to ache but I chalk it up to sitting funny for a while. I'm about halfway home when the aching starts turning into pain. I pull over into a lay-by and get out the car to readjust the frank and beans properly and right as I start to adjust. I nut. And it's no normal nut. The floodgates are open and the swimmers want out. I just keep on coming. By far the most I ever have. Not only that but the feeling is very intense. So intense I fall against my car and clutch the roof bar. This is when I notice the lay-by I pulled into wasn't empty. And there was a man sat in his car. Who has just watched a 19-year-old frantically get out his car and intensely nut his pants. I made eye contact with this poor soul for far too long before I got back in my car and sped off. My new jeans are ruined and there's cum in my car. If anyone has any advice on getting semen off of the car seat it would be appreciated. Girlfriend finds it funny and promised next time not to blue ball me. Which is a win. And after a quick Google blue balls is absolutely a thing. TL. DR felt up my girlfriend and nutted in front of a random stranger in a lay-by. Edit. To all those who are saying things along the lines of she should have finished you off even though she's on her period, please stop. She is person. Not a sexual object and I will respect her boundaries. Hey. Dude. At least you didn't call a fucking ambulance because you couldn't ride your bike back home. Also you were promised more the next time. That isn't too bad. But rather funny. I feel like there's a story to this. Oh there is. Story time. I was in a similar situation. 17. New girlfriend. Hanging out one night getting frisky. But no sex. About midnight I take off. She was at a friend's house about a mile from my house. At the time I didn't have a car. So walking was my only option. I make it about 200 yards from the house and I start to feel some intense pain in my boys. I can't walk hardly. So I try to pee. Doesn't help. Walk about 50 feet. And try peeing again. Doesn't help. Finally I understand what is happening. And what needs to be done in order to get home before sunrise. I hide behind a tree. And start going at it. Only took about 20 seconds and the floodgates open. I let out a couple embarrassing groans and then I hear a voice say, "Are you okay?" Double quote. I'm petrified. I shove the goods back in my pants and look around the tree. There is an older gentleman with his little dog. I stumble over my words as I say I was just taking a leak. And accidentally zipped some skin in my zipper. Of course this made him glance down. And of course he had a flashlight. And of course there were goo globs all down my pant leg. He obviously knew what just happened and I obviously did not want to speak about it. So I just said I gotta go. And waddled away because I was still experiencing a little pain. That guy is a weirdo. Why is he shining a light on you after you just went piss? He deserves to see the glue glob. At this point I think he wants to. I fucking lost it. So did I apparently. Just the image of you making eye contact with the other dude. Wonder what he thought, Lomfeo.